And we are live. Ultra Podcast Z, episode 80. Episode 80. Before I get the introductions out of the way, just want everyone to know, if you notice any audio issues, let us know in the chat. There are some of you in there. Thank you. We'll greet you properly in a minute, but let us know in the chat, and I'll try to fix them. If you're watching on YouTube,
You should just make like a cute little text box saying audio issues, please let us know.
Yes, I probably should just put that. I should do that and have that at the beginning of every episode. But anyway, I am Manuel, leader of A2J Connections, as always, and as always, also joined by Konaru.
Hi guys, my name is Konaru, also known as Boogie Kitty. I just got off of work. I'm gonna pretend to be awake, and I'm also eating Cheetos.
Cheetos, the food of champions. And joining us tonight is Molly, who is probably the biggest sound issue, which is why I'm hoping that she sounds fine right now. Molly.
Hi, I'm Molly, also known as Marisuga or Milky. I am the head of panels, kind of, sort of, for A2J Connections, and I do a lot of stuff at conventions and behind the scenes stuff.
Yes. So,
and I'm also Marisuga cosplay.
Oh yeah, Marisuga cosplay. I think I have Milky written in the A2J. I mean, the A2J in the Twitch stream, but I mentioned in the last podcast that we had to change it to Marisuga because you can't put Molly.
My name is also a drug, which no one should do, but because of that, Twitch will not allow you to put my name in the title of your video.
Everyone should do. I'm just no one do any drugs. We don't condone drugs in here.
I can vouch for that otherwise, but I'm
not don't get started on that again, Konaru. Well, just to let you guys know, chat is open. Go ahead, and I have the wrong doc open. Oh my god. Chat is open, everyone. So go ahead and sound off in there. If you're on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If we made you laugh at least once, that is worth a like. Give us a like or give us a dislike. I don't really mind.
You care?
I do care.
You made me laugh. How dare you?
Onto the chats, and you can't say you don't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry. I'm like, why did we get more dislikes than likes on our recent episode? I actually really do care, but no, that's always. I forgot. I think I was watching a really old video, and it wasn't even a YouTube video. And it was really old video. It's like if it was like from one of those like Screw Attack or some channel that just didn't have like a like system. They're like, if my video made me laugh, it deserves a share. Share it to all your friends, like on MySpace and and whatever. But yeah, exactly. But I'm like, I'm gonna steal that thing. Yeah, if it made you laugh, we deserve a like. Just saying. And if we're making you laugh now, it deserves a haha in the comments in the chat. The chat, I mean.
I don't even think that's an option, but okay.
Whatever, to do something. Anyway, Molly is joining us. If you remember last week, we literally spent every 10-15 minutes wondering if Molly would join us.
Spoiler, she didn't.
She did it. If you watch the episode, it's like we kept thinking you would join us, and even at the end, like I forgot, like I heard a ping. I think it was somebody else, like Discord messaging me, and I was like, "Oh shit, Molly's coming, but we're done." And I'm
I think it was when I pinged the group about the one thing,
and I was scared. But then it was just, I'm like, "Oh, it's not Molly." And Molly just never showed. But now she's here, and we're going to discuss more A2J 5th anniversary nonsense. For those who don't know, tomorrow is A2J Connections. Actually, A2J Connections has a really fucked up anniversary. As in, I guess I officially named it the 27th, and I've been saying it's 27th for like years. I mentioned before that technically A2J Connections, like as a thought, as us starting to try it, was back in July of 2014. And then I just found out yesterday through Facebook Memories and through billing, because the site does bill me, that the site actually was technically like, purchased, and the domain, everything was like, set up. I mean to say, like, it was live. That's the word I'm looking for. The site went live yesterday, but didn't have any content, finished content until today. I mean, no, tomorrow. Sorry.
So what you're saying is, depending on how you go about things, our anniversary can technically be on multiple
Yeah, no,
days.
fun fact, the reason I liked saying it was
It's not a fun
Thanksgiving,
fact.
yeah, and I remember this like this second. I remember even that first year, I was like, it's fitting that it's always on Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving moves. It's not a fixed holiday. But yeah, exactly. So, anyways, we have a lot of topics talking about like some good and bad time memories, how you joined A2J Connections, how we joined A2J Connections, why you should join A2J Connections, and a bunch
Why
of
you shouldn't join A2J Connections.
and a bunch of other like behind the scenes stories, and we might have some randomness, thrown in here and there as we always do. We always have that randomness. But Molly, go ahead and you get to start us off because I think we already told our stories. But you can
Yeah.
regale us. I don't know. I said that weird first time. Regale us on your story and how you joined A2J Connections, at least as far as you remember it.
Well, me and Manuel were both in a group that was for Southern California AKB fans, AKB48, and then there was just Manuel was doing a panel at Fanime 2015, I think. Was it 2015?
It was 15.
Or was it 14? Whatever. Okay, yeah. Was doing a panel, and I said that I would help with the panel, and then I just kind of was a member ever since then. It was a panel on idols, and I performed. That was my first time performing Iwake maybe.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So many times now. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that was the first
so many
time.
times now. Yeah. That's why it got better as it went on. And I feel really bad because then when I was like, okay, I've done this too many times, I need to do a different song. Apparently that was when like some of the people that come to a lot of our panels had learned the Wotage Iwake maybe, and then they were like ready to do it, and then I come on and do a different song.
I know.
They were like,
Oh my god, that is such a mood.
And back then, we used to panel a lot. Like, we still panel. Okay, we do a crap more panels at each con we go to, but we don't go to as many cons. Well, that's not fair to say. There aren't as many cons, I feel. Because, like, literally half the cons we went to don't exist anymore.
yeah.
So, I don't know. But we did a lot of panels, and I remember even before Fanime, I don't remember how involved you were, because I remember before Fanime, like we were talking about, like I think we were just talking about doing the panel together, stuff like that. But like back in the day, we had like Nathan, and then we had what's her name? Heidi's best friend from the SBA 48 group. I can't remember her name. Nikki. I remember her name. Nikki.
I know which group you're talking about.
Yeah, though. And she was like, "Oh yeah, you should get Molly. You should get everyone else. Like name." Nikki specifically was named people I should like recruit. You were one of them. Tipu was one of them. Tiffany might not be one of them. Heidi was definitely one of them. But my biggest memory of Molly that first time was that afterwards we all went out to eat, and I don't know if it was as a joke or whatever, but you're like, "Can I be second in command of A2J Connections?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
Oh yeah, and then I just was.
Yeah, and then you just were for like forever, because I think by that point Nikki had left. Wait, did she leave yet? I think she might have left for some.
Oh,
like...
the first time we met in person though, you were a Fanime, the Fanime karaoke contest.
Oh yeah.
What? Manuel did a karaoke contest?
No, I didn't do it.
No,
Molly
no,
did.
he was watching me. The one time he's actually showed up.
No, I showed up at AX. The year you met Kaylee.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, because I remember. I remember I met Kaylee there too, obviously. But I met Kaylee, and you were wearing that outfit that is. I think it was that particular contest that they keep reusing the picture from.
Yeah.
So yeah, I filmed you, but I filmed you and Kaylee, but I filmed you off to the side because like there was no place for me to put my camera in the middle. Even though there was this big open area, there were other cameras there that clearly were the AX cameras, and I didn't want to put I don't know why I didn't. I should just went up there and put it there, but I didn't. I regret that because I still have that. I think I deleted that footage a while ago because I tried to give it to you. You're like, it's a bad angle, but but I regret not filming you properly. From the front at that one. Rip. And I remember Kaylee did "The World Is Mine" or "World Is Mine," whatever that song's called, the Miku song.
The really loud, high-pitched Miku song, yes.
Yeah, with all the screams and everything like that. The screams and the We should get Max to do a Toad cover. We should get Max to do a Toad cover of Miku songs.
No.
Like unite her memes.
No.
I don't know. Anyway, so would you not say it's correct, Molly, the way one joined A2J Connections? I think we all just I made the joke many times that we just give somebody something to do, and then we give them another thing to do.
And then suddenly they're a member.
Yeah, and then suddenly the second in command are like high as hell.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of it is people that we meet or are friends with through like similar interests. There are some people that kind of join because they message us and say that they really want to join. But yeah, I mean, a lot of it is just kind of like you do something, you prove that you're at least somewhat trustworthy and responsible and that you'll contribute in some way, and then you're a member.
Yeah. I remember the early days of A2J were so wild though. It's weird.
Yeah, there were only like 4 of us at the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. And I was looking at an old site archive, and by that point we already did the cute interview, and like Tiffany had joined and like Tipu had joined. But even then, there was like 8 of us. It was like we were such a small group back then, and all the extra hanger-ons hadn't really like popped up yet. So, but yeah,
that's another thing. Is I think a lot of people like there's like our core group, which is still about 8 people.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of people that will contribute.
Exactly.
And still like are part of A2J. So if anyone's watching and they want to be a member, but they don't think they can commit like a ton of time, like if you just want to. Like, if you go to a con and you want to write a con write-up, or you want to do a review or something, like, even if it's, like, once a year, like, that's still something that, will take everything.
Exactly. I just realized I never updated this thing. Oops. Sorry to you two people who actually use that to scrub ahead. Joining A2J Connections. You missed the nonsense last time when Konaru and Tipu were going on about why people shouldn't join A2J Connections.
You don't get paid.
Okay, I think this time would actually be the biggest and tell them why they should actually join instead of me and Tipu shitting around.
I know. Well, no. Speaking of not getting paid, sure, you don't really get paid. There haven't been any money opportunities.
There are benefits.
Yeah.
There are benefits. If you become one of the more core members or you're available, you can get press badges, which kind of pays for itself, especially at Anime Expo.
I know, Anime Expo.
All the lines. And then, you get to interview. I mean, you can't like fangirl or fanboy or fan out when you're at the interviews because you have to be professional, but you do get to meet a lot of really cool artists. I got to live my dream of having a picture of me with a Japanese boy band.
Oh yeah,
it happens. Insert the picture here for the YouTube video.
I know. I'll put that in the YouTube version. It's funny because because you did with Solo Demo, who actually have who have gotten really huge since then. I think that them and Winds did like this huge concert last year, I believe. That the 2 boy groups who were at Fanime, like Dice and I forget the other one's called. They were like the openers to like this bigger thing that Solo Demo was at. I'm like, oh shit, we interviewed them. And Molly took a picture with them and like was like, oh my god, we went to their dressing room.
Yeah, that was weird.
No, oh my god.
We did the interview in their. We shouldn't talk about this, but we did the interview in they were clothed.
Well,
like no one was.
Yeah,
dressing.
No one was naked. But what?
They just happened to be.
One of the guys had. I mean, like he wasn't naked underneath. He had like a tank top underneath. But one of the guys did have his shirt open, and I thought that was kind of weird. I thought that was just their outfit. But then when they went live, he buttoned it up. I'm like, oh, so that was he probably just put that shirt on before he walked in. But if you remember, like, gosh, I can't believe how aggressive I guess I was back in those early days. Like for those interviews, like I just wandered into the backstage area and just was like, "Can we interview you?" Remember, I think you stayed outside because you could kind of tell that they were like not really, you could tell it was a fitting room. But I should have just walked in and like, "Can we do an interview with you? Where's your manager?" Oh my god, I can't believe I was that forward ever. Like it worked, but god.
Here's the picture.
Oh, she found the picture.
Oh my god, hold on. Wow, I love.
Also, before when I walked in there, I started talking to two of the guys. Well, two of the guys talked to me, I should say. And I don't think that they realized at first that I wanted to interview them. I guess they thought I just came to talk to them. But we followed each other on Twitter, and they still follow me to this day on my personal Twitter. And
they didn't follow me.
I know.
I'm so mad.
And recently,
I never post anything.
No, and recently I was all like, well, not recently, but like earlier the year, like January, I was like, oh, people from Solid will follow me. It's like, how weird is that? I wonder if they still actually look at my tweets. And they liked my tweet. I didn't tag them. I just mentioned it, and they liked my tweet. And I was like, oh, that's embarrassing, so I deleted it. I don't think, well, it makes sense because like most professional Twitters, you don't follow a lot of people. So their feed's probably not that active, And they probably saw Solid Emo in all caps, like, oh, someone's talking about us,
Yeah.
In English. So yeah. But they followed me, and then we did the interview. They were all eating McDonald's. I still have that all filmed, even though we can't show it. But I filmed it because I thank God I had the foresight to do that. It was like I think that was like our first interview ever with a Japanese group, wasn't it? I think it was. Because that was the first one we did at that con, and that was the first interview, I think. Yeah, I think that was the first.
That con was really fun. We did like 17 interviews in one day. We did.
And like, I think 2 or 3
I don't
of
know
them.
if you call it a convention, but.
Like 2 of them still never saw the light of day because they were just too hard to do. But we interviewed that kabuki group. I can't remember the name, but like there was like it was like the Inca singer, the kabuki guy, and like some guy playing the shamisen. We interviewed Cheeky Parade. We met Rolly Angels. Oh, the Joel comes out. I'm gonna call the police on you.
It's legal. What are you talking about?
I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police.
They're gonna call the police on me.
I love
Is
that.
Is that a weed?
I know.
I'm calling the police. That's not 911. What's your emergency? Can we have a podcast where we just like talk about Vines?
I want to do that.
At ALA last year, me and Roxy, who is also in, if anyone's heard of Nine Mermaids on YouTube, they're a Love Live cover group. And me and Roxy are Snow Sirens, which are the voices for when they do songs that are Sarah and Leah from Saint Snow. Thank you.
Snow, yeah.
Yeah. And so we were literally up until like 3 a.m. just describing Vines to each other. And once we ran out of ones with words, we were just like, oh, remember the one where the lady's just like dancing weirdly with her cat and she has the pants on? Like that was like
What the?
For like 5 hours we were just like talking about Vine.
No,
dude, I want to have a podcast. I want to have a Vine podcast. Like, I'll fucking fight for that.
No, it's like, I bring you frankincense, thank you, and I bring
you myrrh.
Judas.
No.
Oh my god, there's too many good ones, and just like
2 for $5 sitting in a hot tub. This is not
this
that
whole
podcast,
podcast
though.
gonna be a Vine now.
Oh my god, like road work ahead. Sure hope it does.
I sure hope it does.
No, I love his Vine. I mean, well, he has more Vines than that. But I love that Vine because I didn't realize who that was when I first saw it. Because I became a fan of his YouTube channel later. And I was like, wait, that... Because they started complaining on his YouTube channel how somebody, like, took that as a phrase and made stickers out of it or whatever. And how he was upset that, you know, somebody stole his catchphrase, basically, or whatever the fuck. And I was like, wait, Wait, that was you? It's like I've been watching your videos all year, and I didn't realize you were that Vine person who I reference all the damn time. But anyway, you're right. That's another podcast.
I'm the same way when it comes to Garrett Watts. Like, I found him on YouTube like a year ago, and then I realized, oh my god, wait, this is the same ass dude I used to watch on Vine.
Oh my
no
god,
way.
I miss Vine. Like TikTok's
Vine is so.
TikTok tries to be the new Vine, but it's not.
There are TikToks that are Vine, but I think also part of why we like Vine so much is because now that's all that's there is like the Vine compilations of the good Vines.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing with TikTok. There are TikToks that are fucking hilarious. Like there's this one where it's the song from the Us soundtrack where it's like the do 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 do, and then it's just like me, a server who forgets to put it in an order, and then all of a sudden it's just this lady like shows up, and it's just like Karen, or the lady or whatever. Karen is like the name that we use in the service industry to talk about people that are hard to serve clients, guests. And then it's just like she starts going, I want to speak to the manager.
Oh my god.
I'm not doing it justice, but it's so fucking funny.
Well, we all know everything about Karens. Like Konaru has you work in retail now. So, I don't know if you worked in retail before. But
My best friend's name is Karen. She's cool though.
She's a cool Karen.
For those that actually, I probably shouldn't. I don't think she cares, but I don't know if I should out her now, so I'm not going to. But a certain A2J member who went by a different name in A2J was named Karen in the IRL. So we used to have a Karen in the A2J ranks back in the day. So yeah, we had a Karen. Isn't it like the Kevin? Isn't Kevin like supposed to be like the guy version or something like that?
No, it's Chad.
Or is it Chad? What's a Kevin next? Like, I know there's a Reddit thread for Kevins, and I don't know.
There's Chads, Stacy's, Karen's, and just one more.
But anyways, we're getting Chad's.
We can pay off topic.
We need a Chad to join A2J Connections. You know, they can bro it up and like bring all the.
I feel like that's a significantly less common name.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever met a Chad in my life. I've known a Stacy. I've known several Karens, and I don't know if Kevin was a thing, but I've known many Kevins as well.
Yeah, I know a ton of Kevins.
But I've only known one Stacy though, for the record. I've only known one Stacy personally, I should say. So, but I've never.
One of my best friends' names is also Kevin. All my really close friends have the same first letter name.
Well, we kind of had a Kevin in A2J as well, sorta, who did some panels with us back in the day. So, not like that long ago, but yeah, like earlier this year, I should say. But we have had a Kevin before, but they technically weren't A2J; they were just doing panels with us. But anyway, Kevin's, Karen's, Stacy's, Molly's, and so on. Everyone joined A2J Connections. Why did I have the? Oh, it is Connections. I actually forgot if it was Connection or Connections, and I was going to say like, why did I say Connections? I'm like, wait, it actually is Connections. Oh my god! I swear I haven't heard that name for the first time today. But no. Before we move on to some of our favorite memories, fun fact: I mentioned how I found out the anniversary was technically yesterday for the not the purchasing, but the going live of the actual site. Like I'd owned the domain before, but the renewal came up, and I thought I had paid it because I paid because it's stupid. If anyone runs a site, you know how this goes. You basically pay in like because you can have a site that's whatever, but if you want security, if you want like the editor, if you want like a certain package for you can actually host like big files and not get like charged later on down the road for like high traffic. There's packages you pay, and I thought I had paid them all, but apparently the domain one was the last one, and it's only like $12 or something like that, and I didn't pay it, and they were going to like get rid of it. They were gonna like it was gonna go into the void. The site would be gone. First of all, the site would be gone. Even though I paid everything else, the site would be gone because there's no site to host it.
This is like commonly something that we talk about where someone's gonna go in and just delete the site.
And it almost happened on accident. Like literally, like I think it was Saturday night when I actually ignore the emails I get from the site because I don't read them. They're just like it's usually a bunch of like marketing stuff. But I was reading it, And I read the topic, and it was like, oh, your domain's about to expire. I'm like, son of a bitch, I know I gave you all my money. Then I opened it, and I'm like, oh wait, I owe you like $13 more, and I almost like, no, like I said in the chat, knowing our luck, probably not even anyone we know, just like a fucking squatter. Somebody would have bought the fucking domain immediately, and like held it hostage, and I'd be paying like, out the ass for it, to get it back, or we'd have to change our name. That would have been stupid. Like I was saying, A2J.
That would have been hilarious, honestly.
Well, technically, we own the non-dash version of A2J Connections as well. It's in the same thing as we just own the domain. Is the thing there?
You should put the non-dash one as like our old site archive.
Well, then I have to host 2 sites, but I think it's a redirect if I'm not mistaken. I do think it's a redirect.
I can check right now.
Yeah, you can check right now. If not, I should fix that. But we do own that one as well. It might look if it's either a redirect or it looks like a squatter site, because if it's not a redirect, then that means somebody's just sitting on it.
No, it doesn't connect or redirect to AJ.
Okay, let's not make that too public, because I don't like. Oh no, we do own this. Never mind.
We own it. Remember, it just doesn't reconnect.
Yeah, we do own it. Never mind. Oh god, I was scared for a second.
You just said it like that's why I talked about it.
Oh no, because I was scared that I once again I forgot to pay somebody. I'm like, oh shit, and someone's gonna squat that way and make it a porn
exactly,
site.
One of their talking points today is things we almost had or did, and we almost deleted the site.
Yeah, we did. We almost deleted the site. Also, one time I clicked on the delete site thing on accident. It is really easy to delete your site on the hosting server we use. It asks you once, and that's it. It's just like, do you want to delete? It's like, yes, and it deletes it. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
like
on my WordPress, it asks me like two or 3 times and has me enter my password
exactly
a couple of times.
No,
and then it's deleted. No, and then they keep it for like I think 30 days or whatever, and then it gets completely deleted.
No, and
man, WordPress has my back now.
And not to scare anyone, but I haven't backed up the site since like May. I forgot we had a site scare where like we actually did get hacked through like a backdoor thing, and it was actually we did. It was actually kind of scary. They were trying to hold us hostage, but it was like this really, it looked like they had taken over the site, but they actually had it. They just logged in somehow, because I basically TLDR. It's gone now, so nobody tried to do this. It's already gone. But we used to have a login page that was not indexed, and none of us knew it existed. It was just there, and somehow this guy or person, entity, whatever, was able to log in, and just like they couldn't edit anything because they were just able to like redirect it, kind of thing. And thankfully we realized how they logged in, and we just like 404'd the page. But still, it was scary for a minute, and I backed up the site then. So if we lost everything, we'd lose all the last 6 months. I should probably back it up now. I'm jinxing everything.
Don't back it up during the podcast.
I know. It's a really huge file too when it's all backed up. For some reason, Tipu loves uploading videos to the site, which we can do, but it adds to our obviously it's not like it just goes to a cloud. Well, it does technically, but you know what I mean. It goes to the site, so technically the site hosts like the 200 megabyte video or like 500 megabyte video that we uploaded.
A 200 gigabyte video.
I know. I was at 200 gigabytes.
What is that? Sure... Is that like a 500-hour movie?
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure we'd be hitting our cap. Well, I'm sure the cap's way above that. I'm sure it's a terabyte or two, but we'd be taking a huge chunk of it with just that one video if we did that. So yeah, we're not doing that. But anyway, no, it's funny because we've always thought about like we don't really have a way to section off an adult only sections of the site, but there technically is adult only content on the site. If you know where to, I should say if you know where to look, we have all the porn. But like, there's a couple of hentai games we reviewed that we put screenshots but they're like hidden kind of clicky thing, and I should probably put a better disclaimer on those, actually. I don't know, there's a disclaimer on all of them. Never mind. There are disclaimers on all of them. Because I'm like, I know there are, like, requirements. You can't just, put that there. Like, yeah, you're 18. Click on it, our liability is gone. But I also feel
that's what a lot of sites have, though. That's all.
Yeah, a lot of sites already have that, and if you actually try to like sue them or anything, there's like we had the disclaimer.
Yeah,
you
like,
consented.
It's like you said you were 18 and you continued. Have you ever seen like those memes where it's like it's a empty field and there's like a fence right there? I mean, not a fence, but a gate. Just a gate. There's no fence. It's just a gate, and it's like this is what like the "Are you 18?" Porn sites. Like to a 13-year-old. That's basically what it is.
Do you have your parents' permission to be on this website?
Like, yes, I do. Like all the 8-year-olds with their YouTube accounts and everything like that. Anyway, just talk about YouTube, because YouTube is having a lot of nonsense with kid bullshit right now. But
I don't think we have any.
Oh yeah.
issue with that. We're pretty obviously not child directed.
And it's funny because like they were talking about how there's people who are doing like Frozen reviews or whatever reviews, Frozen 2 reviews, like specifically right now, and there were some reviewers who were just like shouting out obscenities like fuck, shit, damn, fuck, whatever the fuck, just so that their video would be immediately like restricted, and it'd be like, oh, this clearly isn't for kids, like a kid shouldn't be watching. The kid should have clicked off of this like ages ago. And I'm like, I think that's most of our content. Like, I don't know if most of their stuff isn't monetized at all, and even when it is, it's clearly not kid stuff. We don't talk about Frozen. Talk about Frozen 2. Anyone saw Frozen 2?
No, I'll probably see it when it comes out, or not in theaters.
I'll watch it on Disney Plus whenever it pops up there.
Ooh, Disney Plus.
I got Disney Plus, like loving all the Mandalorian Baby Yoda memes.
I gotta steal my account, or I gotta steal my parents' account, like right after this podcast.
No. Oh my god.
That's the one. Me waiting for the server to finish their speech so I can order chicken tendies like always.
No, that's my favorite. That's like one of my favorite ones.
Fun fact: at Anime California this year, we ordered 100 chicken nuggets.
Oh yeah, and that's a good segue to favorite memories.
I remember seeing a post about that.
We ordered 100 chicken nuggets.
Ate them all. Also, oh my god, the best thing that happened at that con though is we wrote in tape on the window "suck weed," and people were like in the courtyard and they were like, oh haha, and then we were like interacting with them, like kind of dancing and waving, and they found our hotel room.
Yeah, they counted
It's
the
not
floors.
that hard to find a hotel.
It really isn't, and everyone's like, oh, they're not gonna find us. I was like, guys, it's not that hard. Thankfully, there were some people that were like, there were these girls that were like a little bit younger, and they were like, do you want us to come up? And we're like, no, like we don't want all these people coming up. Honestly, those girls, if they had come up, it would have been okay, but everyone else came up and it was fine. They just were like, we just wanted to say hi, and then we also excel. But it was just like, oh my god, it was freaking hilarious. We literally they couldn't figure out which room we were until what's his name showed up at our room and was like, and they were all just like behind him when he opened the door for him.
It was funny because I was scared when he knocked. I'm like, oh shit, oh, it's just Richie. And he opened the door. I was like, oh man, we thought you were the mob. He's like, oh, you mean these people? And they were like right there. Oh my god.
That was funny.
But yeah, there was a lot of alcohol in that room, and there was like they all looked like a bunch of kids. I was kind of scared.
Yeah, that was the main thing. It wasn't like we were like, oh my god, we don't want to talk to people or like anything like that. There was like alcohol in the room, and we didn't want to invite a bunch of minors.
Yeah, that's understandable, yo.
And we don't roll that way, and we never did. But
yeah, no.
that actually wasn't meant to sound as weird as it came out at the end. I'm like, wait, that sounded like I'm implicating myself in something, but I'm not. I actually meant it. Never have is the better way to put it. But my favorite part about that though was the second time it happened was because I don't know what Angie was doing, but I think she actually straight up like goaded them into it, because out of nowhere, she was at the window, and she was like pretty drunk. She was at the window, and then suddenly she comes over, she sits down with her hands in her lap, like really quiet, like Angie, what happened? Nothing. Like, are you sure? Like, yeah, I'm fine. Nothing happened. And then they knock on the door, and we're like, God damn it, Angie. But yeah, the second time I think she did it on purpose. Like she was like, come up, and they actually did. She's like, oh shit. It was different people though. It was like another mob of like 10 plus people. I'm like, how were there so many mobs of people just hanging out down there in that courtyard?
There was nothing else to do.
Yeah. R.I.P. HensaiCon.
HensaiCon?
Anime California.
Yeah, I'm saying R.I.P. HensaiCon because like that could have been like Sup Weebs Part 2.
Oh yeah, I guess that would have been a very different mob.
That would have been a actually scary.
Well, yeah,
mob.
that could have been a bunch of furries. I don't know why I thought of furries.
No, one of them was a furry.
one of them
was really
was
cool.
a furry.
We did that we went like this, and he like put his snout in it.
Yeah, there was a furry
That's
in that
cute.
mob. But I don't know. I watched a bunch of documentaries on furries recently, and I'm like, so furries kind of weird me out. Anyways, favorite memories. What are some of your favorite memories of A2J Molly besides taking a picture with the boy group?
I mean, that whole con in general was really fun, or that whole like event. AC this year was actually like all that stuff was fun. I think it's just like anytime something like weird but also crazy happens, but like it's a good story to tell. Those are all my favorite moments. Yeah, honestly, I had like thought about my favorite moments, but we've already talked about a lot of them.
The way we got the 100 nuggets, by the way, I don't know if the app was weird.
Uber Eats?
Well, that too, but I mean, like, for some reason, this McDonald's had 50 nuggets for $10, which I have seen before, but I have not.
I've seen that before.
But let me finish. No, you never see those kind of promotions on Uber Eats though, because Uber Eats usually upcharges. It's like, you know what I mean. They don't, and there's like no specials. It's usually like, I want to.
It just depends. I think it depends on the McDonald's and like what they put on their Uber Eats menu.
Well, it's especially the case anywhere in LA. So I was so surprised that McDonald's, like, had we got the 100 nuggets for $20. I have done 100 nuggies before, but it was just so much. It was so funny doing that in the hotel, like at the con. And I don't even think we were looking.
I mean, there were enough of us that like it wasn't actually that much food.
Well, it was, yeah. And I don't know about you. We didn't have any leftovers, but I didn't even eat 10. I only had, because I actually wasn't hungry personally. I just wanted the meme, and I ate a handful, like 5 or 6. And then, because I think we'd eaten that morning too, so like that wasn't really a meal. It was just a meme. Meal versus meme is the title of that one there. But no, I don't know. There's lots of other fun cons.
What about the time that Tipu went and drove for like 2 hours to get us donuts from that donut place?
Oh my, that was also Anime California, but that was a different Anime California.
And different Anime California.
And my big memory. It's funny because Tipu actually mentioned that last week. We talked about that story, but I didn't tell this part. And I don't know if you remember this part, Molly. But I had left to go to a party that was like in the penthouse, like on the top floor. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if nobody wanted to come with me, but like I think everybody was scared to go up there because we had to walk up the stairs because the elevator didn't work for some reason. It didn't let you off on the floor except if it was your floor. So we had to walk up like 8 flights of stairs. Nobody wanted to go with me. So I went all the way up there, and sure enough, the penthouse was open, and all the, everything was open. We had to be kicked out of there like a couple hours later. But when I came back down, that was when Tipu showed up with the donuts. By this point, I was wasted off my ass. And Tipu got so mad and disgusted at me. He just like, ugh, and just walked away. Like, I don't think he even said anything. He was so like...
I could totally see him doing that, just getting so pissed off at you, just going and walking away.
Yeah, like he was like legit like pissed, like like disgusted. Like disgusted is the perfect word to describe how he felt there. He just was like, and just left. And I don't think I ate any of those donuts because like you guys had eaten a bunch while I was gone, and then like. At some point, Angie and Tiffany came by and they took a bunch to their room and they were all just gone. And I'm like, I paid for them. I think I bought the donuts. Like, I don't even know if anyone chipped in. I remember specifically just me paying for them, and I didn't even have any. Or maybe I had one. But yeah, and it was like 2 dozen. I'm like, you bastards. And Paloma was there somewhere eating donuts and probably drinking. But yeah, I don't know. Molly, you owe me donuts.
What? No, I don't. We have gotten donuts together so many times.
I know. I think we had donuts at ALA last year. Well, actually, I don't know if you were there for that. We definitely had. I don't think you were around ALA last year. Were you?
Yeah,
I don't really remember you being around. I don't know.
I remember her. I was there, and I remember Molly being there.
No, but like with us, like partying and whatever. I don't remember Molly being there. Not even just partying, but like hanging out in the room, our hotel room. I don't remember Molly there at all. Even your friend was there, Molly. I don't even know her name. I call like we still call her Friendo, like internally, because everyone knows her name but me, by the way. But I called her Friendo because she introduced herself once and never did it again. So I'm like, I don't know her name, Friendo. She's some cosplayer, like well, okay, she wasn't cosplaying then, but she was wearing like all black. She had like a red wig. Don't tell me her name, 'cause it's actually funnier if you know what I'm talking about. Like,
No,
I don't know who you're talking about.
she was rooming with you.
Callie?
It wasn't Callie. It wasn't Callie. It wasn't Rachel. It had to been another girl, and it was that girl.
Either Michelle, Ember, Roxy.
How many girls did you have in your room? Jeez.
That was it.
It was like 6. What the hell? Anyway, stop overstuffing your
That's not even 6.
She named 4 people, and I already said her and Rachel, but anyway, but I'm okay. Well, you named it had to been one of those 3, but I don't know which one it was. And I called her Friendo, and well, she didn't drink. I don't know if she drink. Actually, that's not a good indication, because I think she does drink. She just didn't drink there. Anyway, that story's going nowhere. Huh?
That would have. I mean, I just named everyone that was in the room.
Well, I never. The whole point was that she told me her name, and I just completely like. I think I was already drunk, and she was making fun of me too, because I probably wouldn't have remembered it even if I was sober. But she was all like, "What's your like?" I asked her what her name was. She's like, "I already introduced myself," and I'm like, "Oh, I'll just call you Friendo then," and it became a thing. And we still call, and it's almost like everybody like doesn't want to tell me now, because like even when like she comes up, like, I guess like Rachel knows her, and like even Nestor knows her to some degree. They're like, "Oh, I saw Friendo. I saw Friendo."
Are you sure that this is my friend?
Yes, she was rooming with you. At the very least, you had to have known her enough that she was rooming with you. Well, mind you, when Rachel and Nestor see them, it's not like they're getting a coffee on a Saturday. Like they probably saw them at AX or something like that. Is what I'm getting at, or at a con. I don't know if AX is a good example, but yeah. Anyway.
I'm lost.
Anyway, Molly's a friend named Friendo. Let's move on. Konaru.
You need to show me a picture of this person.
I actually have one. But go ahead, Konaru. Tell us one of your like least favorite memories while I look up a picture.
My favorite, my least favorite or most favorite?
Most favorite.
Most favorite. Let me think. See, I want to tell everyone like it doesn't have to be A2J related.
No, go ahead. Well,
okay.
Go ahead.
No, because I was gonna bring up that one because I thought it was just hilarious.
Whatever.
No, because it's gonna make you look bad.
What is her name?
Anyways, I guess one of my favorite A2J memories was, honestly, I like doing panels with y'all. Like, I have such a bomb ass time doing panels. So like every time I do a panel, it's just like it's the most fun thing in the world because I like watching all the shenanigans go down and the silent moments and everything like that. I don't know, just all the panels that we've done. That's pretty much my favorite moment.
It's funny you mentioned that. Like I said, panels are one of my favorite memories as well, especially because we have That's actually how I met a lot of people, like, and how a lot of people do get involved. Like Konaru, you were kind of involved already, kind of joining us, but your first thing with us was a panel, and obviously Rachel, yes. I called you Rachel. Obviously Molly's one was as well. Heidi had been one of Heidi's first things with us was a panel too. I found her, by the way, but let me before I show you her, don't. Oh wait, is this her? Yeah, don't tell me her name. That girl. I won't really.
Oh, yeah.
The one who's not Rachel, obviously. By the way, for anyone watching who wants to like sneak in, it's the one with the red hair with the cup. Or they both have cups, but the one with the red hair.
Well, it's one of the people I said earlier.
Oh well, I don't. to be fair, I don't remember those names anymore except for Roxy because you said it like 3 times. And my niece has a hamster named Roxy, so friendliest hamster ever. Like I taught it to shake hands.
Wait, what?
I taught her hamster to shake hands.
But their hands are like
they're like tiny, but they have they have fingers and everything. Like just.
What, do you like interlace your hands with the hands?
No. Well, I shake hands with like these 2 fingers. No joke. If she does it for almost anyone. If you go like this, she'll put her hand out because like she knows there's a treat coming. You know, when it's done. That's the only reason why they do anything. But still, she'll put her hand out, shake her hand. Here's a treat. It's like, but yeah, you'll see it all the time. It's like she'll be climbing. She'll like her hand will come out. She wants to shake hands. But yeah, that's actually a trick I teach a lot of hamsters. You can't teach you like the big ones. Try to get a dwarf to do that. I'm pretty sure they just bite you. But
yeah.
Anyway, any other favorite memories, Molly? Before we move on to the other topics. No.
Yeah,
my favorite memory was that one time that I was listening to me, but never mind.
The time that you threw an ant at me?
No.
I want to hear the story now.
Manuel. Okay, so basically we were at PMX, and we got like this really huge hotel room. It was I don't know why it was so big. There were only 3 of us, but it's humongous. But anyways, there was an ant in the room, and Manuel threw it at me.
Yeah.
And then he texted me the other day, and it's like, I had a dream where there were ants. There was an ant problem, and my roommate threw an ant at me, and I was like, who would do such a thing? And he realized that he had done the exact same thing to me.
That is karma.
No, because
getting back at you.
Because like we actually do kind of have an ant problem. Well, we don't. Okay, I don't know if I ever mentioned this on a podcast before. We kind of have an ant problem in my place, and by say kind of, I mean kind of, because like I could legit leave food out on the floor, and it's fine. Like like there won't be ants, and then I'll leave a cup. And it'll be swarmed in them, like, within an hour. And, like, I'm pretty sure it's done now. It's mostly during the summer. But it was hit and miss. And, like, it just got to the point when it was literally like you were playing Russian roulette. And it was actually pretty much exactly like Russian roulette. It was like a 1 in 6 chance. 1 in 6 chance that your food would be covered in ants if you left it there. And, it got to the point we were all just arguing with each other because it wasn't like just me in my room, like my roommate in the kitchen or whatever the hell. It was just like any random place. So I don't know why I was just dreaming about like us having an ant problem, and it was like getting blamed on me. So she threw an ant on me, my roommate, and I was like, I never like the whole time I was like, who would do that to someone? What kind of monster? And then when I woke up, I was still thinking about it. And I was kind of fuming because I was waiting for her to come home. Like you threw an ant on me in my dream. Fuck you. And then I was thinking about it, I'm like, oh, I threw an ant on Molly, and it was actually really funny because she screamed.
Well, I don't even think it didn't even reach me. Like we don't know what happened to the ant.
I'm pretty sure it died.
I'm pretty sure it died on impact from like the first Manuel thrown it.
No, I picked it up very carefully. I actually looked at it too. When I was done picking it up, it was still moving. It was still kicking. And I threw it. I don't know.
I think most of our funny things happen like in hotel rooms.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes in the hotel room.
Also,
that's gonna be where like.
Speaking of that hotel room, I won't name her, but she was actually one of the first members of A2J Connections, like one of the very first, who was also rooming with us. But for some reason, she was not willing to sleep on a bed with either of us. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
there were 2 beds, and she slept on the floor.
Yeah, and she was not willing to sleep with either of us, and we were like, "What the fuck?" And she slept on the floor. So the spot she slept in on the floor was where we've been keeping all the trash. And like I was kind of offended she didn't want to sleep with either of us. I just didn't tell her, but like that was our trash corner. That I did clean it up in the morning, but that was where like
the trash corner.
But that was where like the pizza boxes and the bottles and everything, all the trash was. And she slept in the trash corner. So I'm like, and nobody cleaned the room, like, because typical hotel fashion. I think that might have been the first hotel we started doing that, but we just like didn't let anyone clean the room. Actually, we did it at AC.
I never let anyone clean my hotel rooms unless I'm saying they're like over like.
Well,
a
even
week. I'll let them clean like
once.
after like 3 or 4 days. Other than that, I'm just like, no, leave me
No,
alone. I'm fine. My sheets are clean. I use the same towel. I let it dry.
even
You feel me?
yeah, even when I have like a normal, quote unquote, normal stay, where just like me and a person somewhere, um, I've actually had like weird experiences with people cleaning stuff and some fun ones. You know, like I've actually had them tuck in like some of the stuff we bought. Like you see the meme where they
Yeah.
tuck in the
Okay.
plush.
I
I've
take it
had them
back.
do
The only
that.
place I let them clean every day is when I go to Disney because they'll either make you cute little towel animals or they'll strategically place all your stuffed animals
Yeah,
everywhere.
but I remember one time I was playing with this. I know this sounds stupid. I told the story in a past podcast. I don't remember which one. I was playing with money, and like I had like I think it was at AX, and back then I would only carry cash at cons. I guess it makes sense, but like, and I would spend tons of money. So I had like $2,000 plus in cash, right? In like bills, 20s and smaller. So I had all this cash, and I threw it all in the bed. And me and my then girlfriend were just like playing in all the cash, like having a good time with it. And like when we counted the money, we're like, we lost a lot of money. And I'm like, I think it's under the bed. It's fine. We'll just or it's in the sheets. We'll figure it out tomorrow. And we came back to clean the room, and the money was gone. And I think I told you that. I think I was starting the past podcast, and I'm like, I like I'm like, I'm pretty sure they just found the money in the bed and just took it. It was, and it was a lot of money that we were missing. It was like somewhere in the neighborhood of $100, like ish, like So yeah, and ever since then, I was like, I don't want them cleaning our room. But then again, the obvious thing is to don't fucking play with your money. It's like don't be that.
Why would you have so much money like that out in the open?
That's just the way I did cons back in the day. And AX specifically, because AX, I remember back in the day, like I would go there to go to the Atlas booth and buy the limited edition games that I couldn't buy online, or I'd go to the Good Smile booth and buy that figure, that Nendroid that that might be exclusive there. And obviously back then also you could actually do that without like, because there was like not 120,000 people there. Like these was back in the days when it's still like 40,000. But yeah, that's like there's other times I've had like weird cleaning moments. I hate walking in when they're still cleaning when I want to go in, and I'm like, can you guys just stop cleaning and I can stay in the room? But I guess they can't really just stop. I guess they could if you really made them. But so yeah, and then obviously if you're overstuffed in the room, you don't want them to find evidence that there's like 18 people in your room and like beer bottles everywhere. But I don't know.
But we would never do that.
No, ever. Actually, to be fair, I've never overstuffed the hotel room except the one time when I roomed with Molly at AX, like 2017.
Oh, God, we don't need to talk. That is my least favorite moment.
It's exactly what that is. There was 8 of us. Was it 8? 3, 6. Yeah, there was 8 of us. The room was tiny. The room was like.
That wasn't the issue.
There was 8 of us. The room was tiny, and the room never. It was probably because there was that many of us. The room never got. Oh, I forgot. That was the room we flooded.
What?
That was the room we flooded. Is that what you're talking
Don't
about, Molly?
about
Is that why you were getting upset? That was. Oh my god. I actually forgot about that outside the story. I completely forgot that was the room we flooded. But yeah, we mentioned that. I don't think anyone on the podcast would have heard, but I think I mentioned it in passing before. Okay, anyone who ever thought like some of my con shenanigans, if you ever see them recently, if anyone ever wants to know like how ridiculous they used to be, they were way worse. You see them at a con, usually I keep it pretty cool, and I'll have that one moment in the day, usually it's obviously in the evening, where I'll get like pretty shit faced. But back in the day, especially at AX, I would be shit faced in the morning and shit faced in the evening. And I remember like that morning, me and our friend Jordan, got really, 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 really drunk in the morning. Like, 5 or 6 shots with no food in us. He had just woken up, and he got in the bathroom and flooded it with a shower. He got in the shower, pointed it off to the side, and flooded the bathroom. And
I'm horrified right now.
oh my god, he destroyed his phone because his phone was in his clothes, and his clothes were on the floor, like in the bathroom. And not only did we flood the bathroom, but like I guess while I was, oh, and by the way, I passed out. I had passed out because I was also tired. I was drunk. I passed out, and I guess at some point, like I don't know if it was Molly or one of the other girls who was still around, had put towels under the door to try to stop the water from coming out. And I didn't see the towels were there. I was still drunk, so I pulled the door over the towels and like splintered the whole bottom of the door too. And I was like, "Oh my god, we're getting charged so much for this. Just take one more shot."
We did not.
Yeah, somehow we didn't. I guess. Well, Jordan somehow told them a sob story to like. I think he just told them he flooded the toilet, which I think was the story I told him to tell. Like to just say you flooded the toilet, like just just.
And then that flooded the entire hallway.
I know, the entire hallway.
Like...
So they came and they cleaned it while we were gone. The door was still destroyed, and I still saw it the whole time we were still there. I'm like, oh, that door is ruined. I'm like, maybe they just assumed that's always been like that, and I guess they did. But Molly was so mad. You were so mad.
Dude, I would be mad too. Molly has every right to be mad.
Well, first of all, I woke up because I was sleeping on the floor, so I woke up because the floor was wet. Second of all, I was having like a panic attack because I have a fear of throwing up, and he was sick. So it was like, it was not.
The conditions were not in your favor.
No. Oh my god, he hasn't done that in a while. But that used to be his go-to thing when he would get. I don't know if I should be telling all this story because I feel bad, like he's not here to defend himself. But that would be his go-to thing when he would get drunk, is he would just like, I'm gonna take a shower, and that's like the most dangerous thing you could possibly do, probably. Well, it's a shower. I guess you're not taking a bath. That's probably the most dangerous thing you could do. But still, it's just like, who would do that? And he, because every so often, like I remember. We went to KrakenCon last year. I say he hasn't done it in a while, but just 1 year ago. But around this time last year, we went to the very last KrakenCon. It was me, him, and Rachel, and some other people, and like Tiffany was there, and so on. But we got drunk, and I was like, no matter what you do, I better not see you in the shower. You better not get drunk and go to the shower. He's like, okay. And we're drunk, and we're like drunk dialing Kaz, drunk dialing not Molly, Heidi, and so on. And drunk dialing Tiffany, and at some point, I'm like, "Where's Jordan?" And I hear the shower running, and I'm like, "God damn it, Jordan!" Like, I asked you for one thing. He didn't flood the bathroom though, but still, I was like, because he's done it at Fanime a lot, but Fanime has like those closed-off showers at the Fairmont. So when he did it, when he's at the Fairmont, it's like it's fine. If he floods himself, he'll just like drown in a tube. But
this reminds me of my first ALA when my roommates got like super hardcore. I think they got like super hardcore drunk because when I woke up the next morning, cause I was like dead tired. I woke up the next morning, I wanted to go to the restroom, and I found one of them just sleeping in the tub.
No, there was it that Fanime? Oh well, Molly was in room with Molly's never room with us Fanime. I think about it, but there was one Fanime we were at the Fairmont. It was like a really weirdly shaped room. We had like this big ass like hallway in front of the bathroom, like a separate hallway. But the bathroom had a separate shower and tub like they always do. But somebody was sleeping in our tub, and I was like, it was somebody we knew, and I'm like, who the hell? Like, why is he sleeping in the tub? It's like, don't you remember? You were really drunk, so you could sleep in the tub. So we did. I was like, what the fuck? He just slept in our tub. I won't name that person just for reasons. I don't want to. It's not Jordan, but I don't want to embarrass like more people like randomly by naming them. But yeah, flooding that bathroom was hilarious, wasn't it, Molly? It was the highlight.
I mean, it's funny now, but it was not funny at the time.
You were so mad. You were like, you were yelling at me. And you had just woken up. You hadn't gotten ready, so like we had like ruined your getting ready. We ruined your day because like you had to get ready somehow still.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember you were mad, and you were just like, you were yelling at me, and you were like asking for the money back for the room, and I was just like, I'm gonna go. I think I legit just took off. I really did, cause like I was like, cause Eunice is there too. Like, let's just go right now. And I think we did have something to do, so we just took off. and just left Molly there. It's like, oops, Molly will live.
Molly, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that was
I wasn't even involved in this, and I just want to say I'm sorry.
no, but that honestly was a weird room in general because the room itself was small. That was honestly the smallest hotel room. Well, actually, no. Remember the other AX mall? Like, we were in that really tiny room. But there was only like 4 of us in that room. But yeah, we were in that really tiny room. I hated that hotel. But and that was that weird hotel with the bathroom that had the gap in the door. So like it's like the peeping bathroom. But then again, I make that joke. But then I stay in the hotel that literally has the open shower wall, where you can just like, no one's done it yet, but you can still like you can like shower like in the like to everyone in the room. That could be the next party we have. It's like loser has to go shower in front of all of us.
God, no.
That's a terrible thing to say. But no, one time. Okay, I'll tell the story without mentioning. Oh, you were there, Molly. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you remember this. One of our roommates. I won't say who though. One of our roommates wandered in, and we're just like, "Haha, look, the shower's still open," and they're going in there because if they go to the bathroom has a separate door, so whatever. But we're like, to use the toilet, I mean to say. But like, haha, look, we can see her through the bathroom. We can see her through the bathroom. They started changing, and we're like, "Oh my god, someone tell her the curtain's still open." Because she was pretty drunk and she just walked in and started changing and didn't notice that the shower, because it's a wall, and when the curtain's open you can just look up. Why do we keep opening that? Like, what purpose would we ever just like, let's leave this open
For
to,
AX?
yeah, to make the room look bigger? Like, we would just open it for some reason. Like, it made no sense when you thought about it, because every so often we'd have to remember to close it if we were going to change, and I'm like, why would we leave it open? So we could like spy on everyone in the actual room. It's like, hey, I see you. I don't know. But yeah, that AX with Molly was, besides flooding the bathroom, it was the only time I've ever roomed with 8 people in a room, counting myself. And it happened to be the smallest room we ever had. And it was just like, it was ridiculous, and it was hot in that room the whole time.
Yeah, and it mildewy.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible, and like, Jordan and Thomas slept under the table somehow. I don't know how they both fit under there, but they did. Oh, and then Thomas was fucking like buying so much stuff. So like every day he would show up with like 5 more big box figures, and I'm like, there's barely room for us in here. And he just shows up with all these figures and just like stacking them along like the bed, like we had like kind of this bedpost thing above the bed with like a little shelf. He just starts stacking them there. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh man. But yeah. Anyway. Least favorite memories, Molly, besides the flood of the shower.
Honestly, that's probably it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think I kind of hit the nail on the head for you.
I like how almost no matter if it's a good or bad memory, it just happened at a hotel.
I know.
Yeah.
Trying to think of other funny hotel stories that involve Molly, like, that I should tell that story actually, but we actually did it. I remember back in the earliest days of A2J Connections, I don't think I ever told the story. Obviously, A2J people know it, the older ones especially. But when I started A2J Connections, I actually did have like a separate bank account. I still have the bank account for it. I shouldn't say that, but I had a bank account in it that had a lot of money in it that I had allocated to the site, and I maintained expenses. Obviously, we had expenses besides the site and things like that. And like, I used to write off all the hotels, and most of the people who stayed with me stayed for free. And then even when I stopped doing that, what I would do was I would only charge the non-A2J people, and then at some point that stopped. So most of the rooms Molly stayed with me were free, and I think I might be wrong.
Not AX though.
Yeah.
AX wasn't.
I was going to say, I might be wrong, but I think that AX one was the first. Actually, that wasn't the first time, because you definitely paid the. Actually, I don't remember, but that might have been one of the first times you actually paid for the room, and then
that's what I get.
Yep, that's the experience you get. But then again, there was that room in Anime California that that we won't name her, but your one friend. Oh my god, your friend was so weird, and she like
she was weird. No. She walks in, introduces herself, and Manuel, who is drunk, wearing sunglasses inside at night, looks at her hand, looks at her, and walks away.
Well, Okay, well, if I would have known how she'd have been later, that was okay. That was an alright reception to her. I don't know. She wasn't mean. I feel
fine.
bad. She
You
was
fell on her
messy.
and almost killed her.
She was actually, I don't know if she was just playing it off because I fell on her and she just didn't want to make a big scene about it. But like, she almost like squirmed out from under me. Like, I mean, I guess that's what one would do. You wouldn't just lay there. But she, like, when I fell, like, we both fell, and then she just like squirmed out from under me like really fast, and then like was up and already like power walking again. And I was like, what the fuck? But she was giving us a really crazy pace. I think I was, it was the next night, I think, but I was still like not sober. And I was not completely sober, and she was walking really fast. And like, I was like stumbling around. I hit a fucking, like, where the sidewalk's like raised from like a root from a tree. I hit that and almost killed her. I'm surprised she was fine. I'm like, oh, she had like a scraped knee. I think she was wearing shorts too, or like a skirt or something. But she didn't scrape anything like broke skin scrape, and she seemed fine. I don't know. She lived, even though she's like 30 pounds, like soaking wet. But anyway.
So basically, Manuel almost killed someone.
I did. It was great. Everyone should have been there.
That night also, he spent the entire night. I was like terrified he was gonna get sick. So I was just like staring at him, and he was just sitting there on the chair with his sunglasses still on, listening to different metal songs. And like 30 seconds into each song, he just switched song to the next song, and it was for like 3 hours.
No, I remember specifically though when I was laying down, you were getting on my nerves because I was already like I was still pretty wasted, but I was like laying down and like we were on separate beds obviously, but we were like kind of facing each other, and Molly was just had this like death stare on me, like she was like so nervous I was gonna vomit, like at any second, and I'm like, what? It's like, don't throw up, or like I don't want you to throw up, and I'm like, if I throw up, I'll make sure it's on you. And you probably die, but
I wouldn't die, but I would have definitely had a panic attack.
It's funny because I went to see Peter Pan last year. I think it was around this time also. I went to go see Peter Pan last year.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me this.
So, for those who don't know what Peter Pan is, everyone knows what Peter Pan is. But if you've never seen the musical version, they fly and they're on strings and wires and whatever. And even though this was a very local production, the theater is huge. It's a very old theater, and the production was really good for what it was. Like they had people on wires and everything like that. Specifically, Tinkerbell was played by like a very young girl, like 10 or something. And no joke, there's a scene where Tinkerbell dies and the audience claps. This is like part of the musical. The audience claps to bring her back, and she comes back to life. So it's even more fitting. It was on the scene this happened. She's going across, and they bring her left, they bring her right, which is she's flying, and then she comes down. And as she's coming down, she projectile vomits all over the stage. And I don't mean just like, it was crazy. It was like, and I remember I was there with a friend, and we were like, "What a bold!" We thought that was part of the scene because like she died. No, she actually dies. She actually dies, and like in the scene, she's supposed to die. So we're just like, "What a bold choice!"
I didn't know you projectile vomited when you died.
Exactly, and then she's lowered, and then that Peter Pan. She was a trooper. She did not break character. She wasn't like, "Are you okay? Oh my god!" Like in IRL, she was like, Tinkerbell. It's like, "Are you okay? I think we need to." She continued with the scene. We're like, so we kind of just thought like, "Oh, that was kind of weird, but okay." Like I hope that was like The Exorcist, like Split Pea Soup or something like that, because. And like the way the lighting was, even kind of like glowed in the dark. Glowed in the dark. I guess the past tense. It like glowed in the dark when it came out too. It was crazy. We're like, what the fuck? And then the it turned out because there is somebody who runs like the theater company, and she did an intro at the beginning to like thank everyone for coming, all that nonsense, and she comes out of nowhere. She runs on the stage. She's like curtains, 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 and they just like lower the curtains, and then she comes out. She tells everyone that was her daughter. Apparently, her daughter was playing Tinkerbell, and apparently felt sick.
How
and
old
just,
was she?
like I said, like she had to been like 10. I think she was 10 because the mom even said like, oh yeah, my 10-year-old daughter is out there, like imagine how scary that was for me. She was like going on this whole speech during the intermission when they were cleaning it up, and and then they very awkwardly had to come, and that was supposed to end the act, so they very awkwardly had to start the act with that scene. And they replaced Tinkerbell. They just got one of the random like lost girl, not lost girls, one of the Indian girls or whatever to play. Which, by the way, I know that there are new versions of Peter Pan that play like in theaters around the world that have updated the Native American scene, I should say, to be more PC, that have updated it so that it's less offensive. This was not that version. It was still like, stereotypical, like, Indian, like, Indian Native Americans, like really bad.
Oh,
And I was like, oh my god. Well, anyways, one of those girls became Tinkerbell and they just moved on. Because for some reason they were all girls in this production. But yeah. Anyway, Molly, you probably would have freaked. That was crazy. And it was
left.
so much vomit.
Left.
You would have left, yeah. You probably would have. It was so much vomit. It was like, what the fuck? Like I said, like I thought it was like an effect, and we are like that. I remember specifically. I don't remember if it was me or my friend, but we were both like, "That's a really bold choice." That came out of our mouth. Like, I forgot which of us said it. That was
the fact that y'all like normalized or like just think.
well, like
She thought it was part of the play.
Well, nobody reacted, and I'm pretty sure everybody was shocked, but nobody was like, "Oh my!" Nobody did that. Like everybody was kind of just like,
Well,
okay.
Of course, no one's gonna do that in a theater.
But still, it was just like, what the hell? It was crazy. Oh my god!
I wish there was video of this.
I know.
It sounds like it would go viral on like Vine or something.
And but yeah, apparently, like the mom was saying that she was saying she did feel a little sick, and she's like, I'll eat anyway before she goes on the wire, and then obviously that whatever she even said what she ate. I don't know why the mom's giving us this much detail on the fucking stage, but she told what she ate, and it's like that's all over the stage now. But
oh god.
Anyway, I also
Stage
saw
bombs are the worst.
the stage is pretty cool, and they do a lot of good shows. I saw Shrek there, saw a bunch of other things there.
I want to see Shrek.
Shrek's amazing, and that was a really good Shrek they did there too as well. Fuck, what was I gonna say? But anyways, but yeah, Molly's just staring at me, thinking I'm gonna vomit, and I was just like, oh, fucking Molly. Everyone's just being so mad, and I was just like, stop! I can't sleep because you're staring at me. And eventually, I just did. I was so tired, but that was a good con though. I like that hotel. That was a nice hotel. The Marriott next to the next to the Anaheim Convention Center. Yeah. Oh man, memories. But yeah, other than that, I think many of our other con hotel stories were just a bit more normal. Like I said, we were at the other hotel at AX, where it was just an uncomfortable hotel. Like it was just kind of small, but there was less of us there. It was just uncomfortably small. And then there was the other one that was small, but we had 8 people in it, and I didn't flood it. Jordan flooded the bathroom. See, this time she stayed with us at AX and at AC, and it was kind of uneventful. Besides, like, I guess AC was fun, but like it was uneventful, like in terms of other nonsense. You gotta sleep on a couch.
Yeah, it was but it was a nice suite.
Yeah. I never made it to a bed, even though it was totally a bed for me. I just never made it to it.
You slept on the chair each time.
Yeah, I fucking would like drink until like 4 a.m. and I'm just like, I'm gonna go to the bed, just pass out and die. That was a very accurate representation of me falling asleep too, by the way. But
it really was.
Yeah, just like that, just head lol and just like dead. What was I gonna say? Anyways, least favorite memories. Any other least favorite memories, Konaru?
Nope.
Because I want to start talking about some other behind the scenes least favorite memories.
Uh,
Because I have some of
like I said,
those.
my least favorite memories when we almost got Koto and that didn't
Yeah.
happen.
Oh yeah, we spilled all that last week, Molly. You missed it. I outlined the entire Koto situation and how it almost happened and why it didn't and like how we were all upset. But it was kind of cathartic. I don't know if I mentioned it. Actually, I haven't mentioned it because obviously it was just that podcast and we kind of moved on. But I mentioned it to Tipu, like having it all out in the open, even though like nobody really commented. Ed was there; he saw it. But then again, I think I already told Ed the details. But just saying it out loud was good, and knowing that it's technically out there publicly, even if nobody cares to actually listen to it. We have some views on that podcast though, but I was like, now I feel a lot better, and I don't hate Koto as much as I don't hate Koto at all, but I don't have as much like I mean to be more accurate, I don't think I ever really hated Koto specifically. Um, there was this issue.
I don't even know what happened.
How do you not know, Molly?
I just don't.
TLDR, we almost had that tour that we did with her, where she was gonna do 2 back-to-back cons, and then at least one show in the middle, maybe like some other like events, and and we planned all this stuff. Lots of back and forth emails. Lots of back and forth with the conventions and event people, and Eunice was working on designs for like her merchandise, and Tipu was even finding like sources for the merchandise. And it was this huge, like, it was really a pet project between like me, Eunice, and Ari. Ari being, oh shit, I didn't name her last time. I wasn't going to name her this time at all. But oops. Actually, I'm gonna edit. I might bleep that out. I won't say it again. So me, Eunice, and our translator, and it was kind of a pet project for the three of us. And obviously Tipu was helping. Obviously Tiffany was helping here and there, and like for advice and whatever. And then out of nowhere, as like they started becoming uncommunicative, and then for about 2 months they weren't really talking to us anymore, and there wasn't really much to talk about. It was technically done. I'm just like, oh, I guess they're just dragging their feet. And we even found somebody to pay for it all. Like, obviously the events were going to pay some too. We found somebody who was going to like bankroll the last of it, and they canceled at the 11th hour, like right before like we had to know. It's like we have to know like today, and then they're like, oh, we can't do it. And we had a lot of egg in our face, and I was really pissed. And yeah, that was it. And then Koto pseudo plagiarized. I don't even know if that's the right word. Actually, I don't even know it's plagiarism because I found out you can't really copyright fashion. So technically, I don't think you really can. It's even that. But she kind of like plagiarized one of Eunice's outfits that Eunice gave her, and like right after that, and it just I didn't tell that part, by the way, but last week. But yeah,
Dang, that's some info I didn't know about.
yeah, and but like I said, I come to find out that you can't copyright like you can copyright like certain things about like if I developed a new belt buckle, like that kind of thing, you maybe have a patent, but you can't like copyright a shirt, like an image, yeah, but not like a shirt or a cut. A series of colors put together on clothes. So yeah, but TLDR, she took an outfit that Eunice had made, and we're still not sure if she modified it or if she just made it again with with like one big modification. But I'm like, that's Eunice's outfit, and she fucking is wearing like, what the fuck? And then it was one thing that if she's like, oh, a friend gave me this outfit, even if she didn't want to name Eunice, even though Eunice gave her the card and everything, but she claimed it as her new outfit that she designed, and we're like, what the fuck? And it was very Chinese inspired, so it just obviously because it's Eunice, so it just kind of like fit in with Eunice's thing. But I mean, with Koto's thing, I meant to say.
Well, she's done. Koto's done
so
Chinese
it fit in with Koto's
before.
thing. But anyway, any behind the scenes stories you wanted to share, Molly? Because I'm sure you have several. I don't know if you remember any of them that like stuff that we kind of kept in the DL that we weren't going to tell, but we're kind of spilling now.
Not that I can think of besides that panel where our translator sucked.
Oh my god.
Not that they were like bad at translating. It was just they like wouldn't talk.
No, that panel. See, I don't want to call out. I don't want to call it translation. She's not with us anymore. And I don't want to call out the guest, because the guest is somebody that I've never not been friends with them, but I'm still friends with them now. So I don't want to call them out. But she bamboozled us good. Well, you didn't know this, but she would do all those events where she was translating, and I thought she was translating, where she had like a script that she was reading off of, and all the questions and answers had already been like pre-selected, and like she would basically host live interviews with like these VK bands, and she was translating, but all of it was scripted, and I didn't know that. So I thought she knew English. She didn't know like any English. What was that about? It's funny now because now she's like a huge. She's huge in her scene. I don't want to give it away exactly who she is. She's really big in her scene, and she's actually doing an event with some friends of mine in a couple days. But she does like all these like big parties and big events, and she definitely speaks English now, but she did at the time. So.
This is a long time ago.
Yeah. Anyway. I don't know. Besides that, there's all the stories of that one con, that we mentioned where we just sold a demo. There's some behind the scenes stories there. Like that's also where we met Rolly Angel, by the way. But that, if you remember, Molly, we didn't have a translator for most of that con.
Yeah, we didn't. We just kind of like all of us that knew Japanese a little bit, kind of just like did what we could.
Yep. Very, very awkwardly, we would just like ask them like J1, J2 style questions and like the worst Japanese we could muster, and then we basically be like, go ahead and answer however you want, and then we'll just figure it out later. And we did for the most part, and we kind of fixed them up in post. But and then a few people managed to like get translators. Like you weren't there, but we interviewed what's her name, Hiragi Rio. We interviewed her the second day, and Eunice had brought like a translator over. Dan was there, and then like she had like a fan who was helping translate. So like we kind of had like a weird three-way thing going on where everyone was just trying to talk to her at once. But yeah, there's some ballsy moves that I would do. Like, do you have a manager? Let's do an interview. Nobody speaks Japanese, and nobody speaks, and we're just gonna try like that. And back then, like I was literally, I think, taking I hadn't even started like J2 yet. I was like a J1 person, like barely could read katakana hiragana still. And we're trying to like, that was some bullshit. I can't believe we were that over our heads. Why'd you let that happen, Molly?
This was before I was in any position of power, really.
No, you were second in command at this point already.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know exactly.
I know, it was still like four of us just fucking around. It was like me, you, Nathan, and like, I don't know, Heidi, and that was about it.
I'm trying to remember who was there.
It was just us, and that was the year that kind of people started joining us too. I mean, like one of the events, because that was like Eunice's first time with us. That was Dan's first time with us. Both of whom we'd already known them for a while, but both of whom we kind of like hung out with more at PMX, which had happened a couple weeks before that.
That PMX was fun.
Yeah.
We went to the night market.
I remember you and me being very upset with the night market, though, where we just didn't want to, because they kept walking around and we were just dead tired. And we were like, when are they going to...
I didn't feel good because I had too much fried food.
Yeah, when are they going to stop? And we got like that penis cake.
What the fuck?
So that's actually like a thing. It's basically like a pancake. It's shaped like a penis, and there's sweetened condensed milk on it. And there's a video of all of us eating it, and when Manuel eats it, this huge blob of sweetened condensed milk just like drips out.
Yeah, it exploded.
It's almost like y'all playing Russian roulette.
Yeah, it happened to me. It's like, I don't know where that video is anymore, but yeah, video exists of that. It's embarrassing. That's also like, Molly got one of those like potatoes that do the swirly thing.
Tornadoes.
Yeah, and there's a picture of her holding it like a sword. Yeah, it was a fun thing. It was just, I remember by the end I was done too. I'm like, can we just go? It was late. I just wanted to go. And I think that was the last night of the con, so I'm like, I want to go back to the room and go to sleep. And that was we were drinking back then, but that was before like some of the crazier shenanigans. So we actually just went back to sleep. It wasn't like we went back to like drink 10 shots. When did that start? I feel like that was always there, but it wasn't.
What, the 66 night market?
No, the fucking crazy con hotel parties.
Oh, at ALA, they started when it really got big once they moved location.
Remember? I don't know. Actually, I don't know if you were room with me that time. Remember that one time where the night zero party was at our room, where like we're at my room because I don't know if you were there or not. I just remember like my room became the night zero party. Like it literally, like people were just coming. Like people, like I would see posts in groups. It's like, hey guys, there's a big party in like 1602, whatever the fuck our room could have been. And I'm like, wait, that's our room, and that's not me posting that. I don't know this person. No, and I remember I was so mad because like I was kind of like passing out a little, so I was really, really drunk. And I got up and I went to go talk. I'm like, oh, there's people here I don't know. I'm like, hey, I'm Manuel. And they just looked at me like, who the fuck are you? I'm like, this is my room. It's like, get the fuck out. I was just so mad though after a while. So I'm like, okay. It was fine when we invited like, 5-6 people over. Like just 10 plus of us in that room. But then there was literally like 40 people in there. It was like one of those rooms where like everyone's just standing. And it's like, what the fuck? And no one, and like some people did bring stuff, but everyone's just drinking all the alcohol. I was so mad. But it was fun. It was fun, like, accidentally. I felt like one of those movies when, like, parents are always throw a little party, and it's like, the cliche, and it's like.
And it's like, everyone invited, yeah.
But, I don't know. Anyway, what'd I do? Hold on. Close the app.
Damn it.
Things that almost happened but didn't. I almost lost the sight. Koto almost happened. And actually I should have said the other one because we still work with them. But things that almost happened. We'll skip that one. I don't think there's anything else really to talk. Actually, there's almost time. We should probably start wrapping this up soonish. But what are some of your hopes for future A2J stuff, Molly?
I think it would be really cool to like become kind of one of the big players when it comes to media, the type of media that we it'd be awesome to monetize the site.
We almost had that. It's funny because like we were talking about almost things we almost had. It was like when Rose was like really there was definitely a golden period when everyone was new and active and like we were really growing. And we almost had that. And there was even money being made. I don't want to name certain companies, but there were certain people we were working with that were like actually paying us. Mind you, it was kind of just going circular because they pay us this and we have to get a hotel and we have to like travel and whatever and so on. But there was money being made. And then, geez, what happened to us, Molly? What happened? What happened on your watch?
I wasn't me.
I blame you anyway. What happened to Konaru? You were supposed to save us and bring balance to the force.
Yeah, Konaru.
I'm tired. I just got home from work.
I'm so tired. I feel like this is such a low energy story time podcast, which is fine. It's probably not going to be fine.
It's a chill night.
I don't even have a topic. I just realized I deleted it on accident. Hold on, where is it? I'll put chill topics.
Chill talk.
No, because there's I don't know. I was because like starting next year, I was already saying I want the podcast to be more of a general podcast where we actually have topics again, but they're a bit more easy to talk about, like not just idols and J-pop stuff. We might pick something current into the maybe
We're a current news podcast.
Yeah, like there's a lot of news we could be talking about, which I don't want to bring up too quickly,
Like we could be talking about the Harry Styles fake ARG video.
Oh God.
Or how Produce 101 they actually
they faked votes.
Yeah, he like admitted to it. And Produce 101 Japan is currently airing.
I know. and like whatchamacallit, Eyes One, iZone.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
Yeah, Ice One got banned from something, right?
they got banned from. They're not going to the mamas and all this other stuff because yeah, I'm like just disband them.
See,
They're
well,
already,
they have a contract.
but they're already more than halfway through it. That seems like it's. I'm pretty sure that's contract breaking.
I feel like for me, they shouldn't punish the girls because I don't think they necessarily had anything to do with it. But they should
I
also
think
do
they should
some sort of
fine them.
But they should do some sort of reparations for the girls that were supposed to win.
See, that's
Yeah,
what I mean. It's
definitely.
like, I don't know. It's so. It's funny because like on one hand I was like, oh well, you would think it's rigged, but I'm like, I don't think so. It's like I've never got the feeling that like Senbatsu is rigged. So,
Even though it was totally rigged sometimes.
I still
don't think
never.
it's rigged. It's that people go fucking insane and like buy 5,000 copies of the
fucking single.
That's true.
Yeah.
And there is photographic evidence of this
The
happening.
singles in the trash. That's my favorite. Those are my favorite ones.
I go to like CD stores and there's just like a huge AKB section of like the Senbatsu singles.
No, like for 25 yen or something like that. It's like, what the fuck?
I've seen them as low as 10 yen.
No,
For anyone that doesn't know, that is a cent. That is a penny. 10 yen is a penny. No, actually, no, it's not. It's 10 cents. 10 cents.
But like
Sorry,
I was saying, like, I've legit seen like 10 for $1, 10 for 100 yen before. I don't think I've ever. That's technically 10 yen.
10 for 100 yen's not bad.
And like a bin at like Book Off, it's like 10 for 100 yen, and it's like, you know, it's like, what do the people do?
I've
They
only
just
been to
drop
one
them
book
off?
and it was to find a photo book that was released that day because I didn't get picked for the event, so I went to one because it was nearby my hotel, and I'm sad I didn't look for this deal.
My first year, my first recent A2J trip to Japan. Mind you, I know they had them there before. I just never thought to buy them. But I went to Book Offs and I got obsessed with the fact that all these photo books for like 100 yen, like $1. I got obsessed with like they had so many there, and I mean like some old ones from like, you know, like the 80s and whatever, like really old photo books for $1 that you go on eBay. Obviously I was gonna keep them. I wasn't gonna resell them. If you went on eBay, these would be like $30-$40 each with like $20 shipping. But then I buy like 30 of them, and when it comes time to go home, I'm like, where the fuck am I gonna put these? They're so heavy. I had to carry most of them in my fucking carry-on. And ever since then, I'm like, I'm never buying another photo book again. And I've never really bought a photo book again. I'm like, that was the last photo book I'm ever buying. Then I don't even know why. I'm not. I guess I'm just like. And back then, I was more of a rabid collector. Like I've been trying to downsize like crazy. I'm like, I'm never really gonna look at them. Why am I buying these photo books? I don't know.
I actually use my photo books for photography reference.
I guess that.
They're actually really good reference material for
I'll just
posing.
I'll fucking look at my Juno Maku ones and just like, look, here's some boobs, and just yeah, there you go. I actually only have one. I think June is in it, but it's like a common Joshi one. I actually don't have like many.
I have only one here at this house, and I'm just gonna do that right now. It's my
it's like within reach.
2017 Mikugi.
Oh my god!
Mikugi.
Like
Senbatsu special.
I can't show you without making a big mess with my setup, but like right on the side, like where this ends, where the backdrop ends. Oh, I moved it. Oops. Right where the backdrop ends, it's a floor stack of all my photo books, pretty much all of them, and then on top of there is like a TV and shit like that. But yeah, most of my photo books are all a little stack on the floor that I still have. Who's that?
I don't know who it is actually.
Oh, by the way, whenever I buy an AKB photo book, I always get upset with that too. It's never someone I know. It's always like one of the other like 50 girls. Wait, isn't that Jurina on the right, or is that am I being racist?
Yeah, it's Sashi, Mayu, and Jurina.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
And then on the other side is. I'm gonna pose with this for our thumbnail.
I know. It's everyone.
It's all of them on the bottom.
Nice. Did I bring my thing from right now?
I'm gonna keep this out so I can post it.
I know. Um, but yeah, actually, it's funny. I moved to chill topics, and I've got to say what I was in hope for the future myself. I didn't say this last time, but a more realistic goal, kind of similar on point to Molly's, that I didn't say last time for whatever reason, is I would love to get back to that level that we had before, where we were like consistent on the site, and it was good. And
Well, that's a 2020 goal.
and it's like this might be reaching a little too far, but there was a period around last year. It kind of existed a bit this year too, but mainly last year, towards like from about the summer right up until like late fall, where the podcast was kicking too, where we had like it's funny because you don't really see it too much in the views on YouTube, but it was crazy on Twitch. Like YouTube has been always been relatively steady, but we were kicking on Twitch, and then like, something we did, I don't know what we did, we changed the format, but but we were already kind of dropping off a little before that. I don't know, maybe you got tired of us, but I want to get the podcast different. I think that'll work with our new format. We'll see what happens.
I think we'll get uber popular as long as I have a background and not whatever the fuck is going on behind me.
I need my other realistic goal. I need to do something about my background. I actually have, I forget what that program is called. It comes with XSplit, where you could like backdrop yourself like without even a green screen. You could just like, you know.
What? I want that.
Yeah. I've tried it and it works. I'll find like a background of like, I'll make one. And I'll just like not, and I'll let myself better with more lights.
Wow, I forgot Sashi was also an STU48.
Oh, she is? Oh,
She
you're right.
was.
She was, yeah.
She was. I totally forgot about that.
That was the one for
With Kuka.
2017, before Jurino won the next year for Sekai.
Where's Kuka in that book?
Huh?
Is Kuka still in?
Kuka is actually in this book. Let
Is she?
me point her out.
Is she still in
She's
NCU?
not in the swimsuit though, because I think she's still baby. But there she is. There's our girl.
I like how you knew to look to find Kuka, but yeah, that's Kuka.
Yes, because that's why this photo book. And also because it was my use like last semester photo book. I really wanted it because of that too. But also, first thing I did when I opened it, I'm like, I'm gonna go through the little message board things that they drew and find Kuka. Literally flip to that page I showed you, and I found her right away.
Oh my god. No, like, I mean, it's kind of a cliche to say now, but I remember, like, back in the day following the Kuka videos, like, on YouTube, back when she deleted that channel when she, like, joined, the 48G, but, and then when she was always trying out...
Made me cry.
No, and when she was always trying out for Hello Project, she kept, like, she failed, like, twice. And I'm like, what the fuck
I thought it was 3 times.
Well, yeah, it
like,
probably was 3 times, but, like, she definitely failed, like, more than once. And I was like, dude, just let her in.
She could have gotten in if she no, she did like one like she uploaded an audition for like reconsideration because she was too baby to actually audition. And then the second time she tried I don't even think she made it past like the screening.
Yeah.
And then the third time she did apparently made it. But they asked her to move to Tokyo, and her mom was like, "Nah, fam."
I mean, that was kind of gonna be a given, but whatever.
Which one's STU again?
I know
the one that's on the boat.
No,
the boat. Identify them.
They're on a boat.
They have their theater on a boat, and they go around like the Setouchi Islands in like southern Japan and.
In the country,
perform in different towns and prefectures along the coast, which is it's a pretty cool concept, honestly.
They're on a boat.
They're on a boat. That's all that matters. And the first stage is called Go Go Little Seabirds.
What the fuck?
I'm not kidding. Look it up. Their first stage is called Go Go Little Seabirds.
That's cute.
God. Well, anyway, chill topics is letting you guys know next year I want to have a lot more chill topics, become like almost an H3 podcast, but good and not so.
I want to be on H3 like chill level.
But I also kind of want to be like like I talk about this all the time, but I talked about this last time, but I talked about it before in another podcast. Kind of like some of like the late night shows, where like the comedy ones, with like the news ones, where they have a main topic too, though, but it's not the way our main topics are, where it takes up like all the time, where it just takes up maybe like a half hour at the end, and then
Are we gonna become last week?
Exactly. That's actually
last week tonight.
Last week tonight, but it's like not even last week. It's on a Tuesday. It's like part of last week and like the beginning of this one, and that's gonna be our podcast name.
What happened yesterday?
I know, but no, there were tons of good topics that we were kind of missing. Like I mentioned the Sonic redo. I wanted to talk about the Onision thing, mainly because Chris Hansen got involved, and Chris Hansen's a fucking idiot these days. I hate Chris Hansen. That's
I don't know who Onision. I don't know what it is, but Onision's had a lot of issues. I remember he made this video. I think this is the person I'm thinking of. He made a video telling people with curly hair how they should wash their hair. He's like,
yep,
you need to use this and you need to do this, and like, oh my god, why is your hair so frizzy and also curly, and like what, it should never be wet, and like all this stuff. And he's like, you're just not treating your hair correctly, and everyone, what? Like,
yeah,
he was giving tips, but it was like tips that would work for people with like short straight hair.
He's problematic in general. They got involved with other nonsense. Obviously, Chris Hansen's involved, so you kind of get the vibe what that's about. But once again, it's a topic for not this podcast at the very least. But I want to have stuff like that next year. We probably won't cover that because it'll be super old news by then, I'm sure. But yeah, there were a lot of things. I wanted to talk about Pro Jared the whole time it happened, because like both his like crazy fall and his even crazier re-rise that's been going on. But then I don't want to become a drama channel, but you know what I mean. I want to talk about shit.
But we can have a drama segment.
Dude, speaking of drama, speaking of drama channels, I didn't realize that fucking Keemstar has such the shadiest past ever. Who is he to talk crap about anyone?
That's why I don't watch his channel. I'm like, yikes.
I knew about this group, and I knew that they were, because like I remember when they were annoying in all the gaming channels back in the day. But he had that one group called FAG, spell it out, and like they were this really like trolly, like, you know, fuck with your games. Like if you play a game, and go over there and troll you guys. And like, dude, that guy, like whether it was a character or whatever, his shit was like the most like, you know. Mind you, he was already well into his 20s. I think he's like almost 30 something, 40. He's older than me, but he's well into his 20s at this time, so he's not like a kid. He was like your 13-year-old, like, oh, I fucked your mom, and haha, something racist, something, you know, something homophobic, haha, you know, like that kind of shit. And I'm like, dude, and now he's over here like judging everyone, and people are buying it. Anyway, calling you out, Keemstar, like. And then he gets all defensive, and he shows all his fans, and his fans are like a bunch of 10-year-olds. But anyway, that's most YouTubers, all their 10-year-old fans. Fucking what's his name? Jake Paul over here. Molly's favorite person is Jake Paul, isn't it?
What the hell? No.
Oh,
we're gonna have limits to the kind of drama that we talk.
Yeah. Well, I don't
want to get light to like gross people.
And I don't really want to talk about Jake Paul anyway. Jake Paul, I don't think Jake Paul's even relevant anymore anyway. Well, I'm sure he is, obviously, but like I think his heyday of being the forefront of all the news has definitely passed. It's funny because around the same time Logan Paul got his bullshit, like I felt like Jake Paul's star was waning a little. Anyway, let's not give them any more credit.
Wait, which one's the one that went to Japan again?
Logan Paul was the one that...
Logan Paul.
Oh, well, Jake is better than Logan then.
Well, Jake is the annoying one who's like just straight up like, you know, with Team 10 and like his like selling his merch and like.
Yeah, but then Logan Paul put a dead body on YouTube and laughed at it. And I'm gonna say right now, like I understand like your reaction to something like that could be laughter. Like a lot of people laugh when they're uncomfortable, but that video never should have made it.
Yeah, that. Oh man, like I remember we actually did, like. It's funny because we talked about it in a very early podcast, and it was like just me and Angie, so it was kind of like one of those weird podcasts that nobody will ever talk about again. Because I mean, like unless you watched it, but I mean because Angie's never been on since. but that was a topic we covered when Angie was did the podcast with us, with me, just me, because Konaru was gone that week. And I remember, I think we watched the video because it was still like up and re-uploads, and I'm like, dude, even in a like, even though they blurred it, I'm like, dude, that's a really creepy video. I don't know, it's weird. It's weird, and it, like you said, it should never have been up. And like, and the way that video, and it was the way that video was edited, I'm like, dude, this is all for clicks too. I'm like, dude, come on. I don't know. Anyway, we'll talk about this shit some other time instead of the podcast. I'll start wrapping it up. We have 3 more podcasts. Let me actually start. Let me change this real fast. Closing. We have 3 more podcasts this year. Closings. Closing. I'm sorry, I can't multitask. I saw this funny thing. I saw this meme earlier where it was all like it was like, obviously it was like a mansplaining type thing. Well, I mean, like, it was negative towards men, and it was like, oh, it's like, I got this guy so triggered, I told him he can't multitask, like, and he said, like, I'm gonna, like, it's like, every time I hear that, it just makes me want to stop what I'm doing and get angry. And I'm like, there you go, you can't multitask. I can't multitask. I have to stop what I'm doing to do each thing one at a time. Anyway, 3 more podcasts. They're all going to be retrospective on different topics. Depending on who we get, we'll figure it out from there. It won't be, we're done with A2J anniversary stuff. It's tomorrow. Thank you everyone for supporting A2J Connections. But I want to talk about end of year stuff, end of decade stuff, best songs of the decade, best music of the decade, best artists of the decade, best anime of the decade.
Oh man, I gotta do that write-up.
We have write-ups to do on top of that because like we have that song, the song thing we do every year, the A2J Connections article.
I gotta go pick a song. Dang.
Yeah, well, we have 1 more month. I already have mine in mind though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have time next month because I'm working like 8-hour shifts almost every day.
It's such an easy thing to do, but every year only half of us do it. I'm hoping that we get one of these days. Actually, there was 1 year. I think we started around this early, but I hounded everyone a lot more than I did every other year. And I think we ended up getting like 20 some odd people out of like our 30 people. There's not even like 30 of us right now, so hoping to get at least 10 or 12, but we'll see. So yeah, I'm not sure. Obviously, we want to do like the PG Parade Christmas and so on, and hopefully get Max back, even though Max might be too big for us now.
Max is never too big for us.
She was on
She's
the
humble.
was she on the Try Guys podcast or whatever?
She was not on the Try. She was featured on the Try Guys podcast.
Same thing. I didn't mean she was a guest, but yeah, same thing.
What was she featured for?
Her Toad stuff.
Her Toad videos went viral.
Toad, like
her Toad singing.
Like Super Mario Brothers Toad. She can do a pretty rad vocal impersonation and sing as Toad.
And they went crazy viral on like everyone, Mashable and Kotaku and everyone else were writing articles about her. My favorites were the ones that misspelled her name. It's like, you know, Melancholia, and would leave out the H or just put 1A, or like, you know, yeah. But she got pretty big there for like a minute. She still kind of is, I guess, but you know, but she became a meme again for like the 5th time in her life, basically. Has gone viral, but anyway.
It's not a complete accident too. She just like does stuff.
Dude, those videos were old. Like those.
Yeah, the thing is, when she first uploaded those, I was like, Max, this is hilarious. This is gonna go viral. And she's like, oh my god, I hope it doesn't. And then like I was surprised for like, cause I actually did think it was gonna go viral when she first uploaded it, but then everyone slept on it, and now it's gone viral, and I'm just like, why?
Like I forgot which song, but the one that went viral was like from like earlier in the year, and then she's been doing them for like almost 2 years now. When she did the first one, wasn't it? Like the time last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, what the fuck, and it's barely going viral now. But that's how virality works. I don't know. And she uploaded a new one like during the heat of it all. So. But yeah, I remember seeing the Bohemian Rhapsody one and liking that one. That was one of the older ones.
The Bohemian Rhapsody one's my favorite.
That's my favorite too. And I think that's not the one that went viral for some reason. It was the Chandelier one or whatever.
Yeah, the Chandelier one went viral. Why are we talking about Max?
I know.
We need to get her on here.
Get Max on. Like, just tweet at Max. Remember the last time you tweeted at Max was like, you said I talked shit about her last week, saying that she was being annoying. I didn't say she was being annoying. I said that she was being really spazzy when she would ask questions, and it was distracting. You're gonna put that I told her that. No, don't tell her I said she was spastic. She is spastic though. But I'll think of a nicer way to phrase that. But she's too energetic.
She literally had no idol friends because we didn't know each other at the time. I mean, we knew of
No, it's
each
funny
other.
it's funny she says that because you guys must have isolated her because like I'm
I didn't isolate her. I actually did not have any friends.
Because like she even to her credit, she did. For Molly, by the way, she didn't know. She went to a panel of ours that we did in Texas, and she kept like raising her hand, asking questions, me and Tiffany during it. And at one point, she even said, she's like, "I'm sorry to keep asking questions. I just have no idol friends. I have no one to talk about this with." Like, mind you, there's a whole room. It's actually a pretty popular panel. There's a lot of people there. And she kept saying that. And I'm like, "You don't know Paida? You don't know Konaru? You don't know everyone else?" Apparently she didn't. I'm like, what the fuck? How do you guys not know each other?
Yeah, no, she didn't. I knew about her because of Shiawase, but I think she didn't know of me. Or like she did, but I think she was too intimidated because I was also a very energetic child who was just like, hello, you know.
I know, Molly. Why aren't you like Mimi and energetic?
I like Molly the way she is.
Sometimes. I feel like I used to be. I've calmed down a lot.
Just go make Toad covers and go viral like Max.
I mean,
yeah. Molly does have the power to go viral, honestly.
Do it.
I'm tired. I don't even know what Toad sounds like.
He has a more.
I'll just link you.
He has a nasal
just gonna go find one of the videos and just link you.
I'm tired.
What the heck is that? He's like a sick British person. An old sick British lady.
Get off of my lawn!
I know exactly. You bastard shit! I can't even do the old British lady. But okay, let's stop.
Here you go, Molly.
I definitely can't do accents. Oh, where is it? Oh, it's in the chat. Which one is it? The Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yes.
You think we'll get copyright claimed if I play this? Hold on.
I mean, if she didn't get copyright claimed
I'm sure she
on
did.
the YouTube video.
Like, here, I'll just I'll have this to sing us out. Well, I'll talk over it a bit. I'll put it a little bit quieter. And I'll put this at the bottom. Hold on. Oh my god, it's gonna start really loud. I didn't lower it. Okay, there it goes. Oh wait, that's not.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! It's so bad. In a good way. And this is very much, obviously that's what the picture's from too. This is very much a Super Mario Brothers Super Show, like that cartoon. This is very much that Toad. Because Toad usually isn't this. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's been a long time I heard this. I don't mean to react to it, but yeah. Put this down a little. Oh, I can forget this. So yeah. So 3 more weeks. Podcast, then we're gonna be dark because the next Tuesdays are gonna be Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve respectively, and I ain't gonna come on the podcast for those. We might do something in the meantime. We still might do a podcast, but it won't be an official numbered one. And also with as the prep for ALA.
AX?
Yeah.
No, don't. I don't want to think about that already.
Realistically, I might watch those 3 weeks off anyway, just to prep for ALAs to make sure I have all the panels ready. Don't forget, Molly, you're doing one of them.
Yeah, I know.
But it's still playing in the background with distracting. But anyway, keep an eye out for the schedule of the podcast. We'll have it on Twitch, Twitter. Like I said, my current ideas is we have Max for one, Peachy Parade Holiday Special, and then we'll see who else. And obviously we could even include others during that too, because we have the bigger overlay. If you want to join A2J Connections, you know where to do it. And actually, you might not. There's an application on the website, but honestly, you can just message us or email us or whatever, and I'll probably read it or not because I even ignore the emails that almost get our site deleted.
Right.
This is still going on. It's the whole song. I actually forgot that. Anyway, Molly, thank you so much for joining us. For those that don't know, we kind of just jumped into it because we were also tired. I think we kind of screwed up introductions from the beginning. Molly is currently the oldest concurrent, and I don't mean oldest by age, I mean longest, I should say, longest serving A2J member besides myself. Because even before the Fanime panel, like I think we talked about like doing panels before that, and I definitely knew you because I remember like when I was in Vegas for Otakon Vegas, you were there too for something else. Cause I remember going near you. It's like, oh, Molly Ring is nearby. So yeah. On that note, yeah, you've been around with us for a while, so leave it at that. And Konaru, it's been 2 long ass years. Get out of here.
All right, bye.
No, bye forever. Smell you later forever. But
you later.
anyway, on that note, thanks everyone for watching, supporting us. You want to support us more? Patreon.com/A2J Connections. If you laughed at all during this podcast, you owe us a like. You owe us a like.
No, you don't.
I'm just kidding. And also, if you can't support us on Patreon, go ahead and just keep watching our shit. Oh my god, this is so distracting. She's doing harmonies with the fucking herself, with like her other toad version. Anyway, on that note, catch y'all later. Smell y'all later. And good night. Catch you next Tuesday. Molly, thank you for being on. Good night.